Yo, what's up guys? Schizomanic here. So this is going to be an interesting video because I'm going to talk about the Pokemon anime. Usually when I talk about Pokemon, it's usually in reference to the game, so those would usually go on my other channel, but because it's the anime, I thought it would make the most sense to put the animated related video on this channel. And it's kind of a negative-ish video because the concept of this video is pretty much, has everyone noticed the amount of dick riders that have shown up since the animation quality boost from X and Y? And let me preface this by saying, I still need to get up to the current X and Y. I know about the general plot line and what's been going on. I just haven't really watched an episode since like right before the Z anime started, like the X, Y, and Z anime started. That was when, particularly because of a few different reasons, and that gets into like my thoughts and opinions of the X, Y anime in general, which I don't think is great. I think that I feel like X and Y, the anime, at least in the beginning, for like at least the first half of it, if not more than that, the selling point has been pretty much, hey, look, these characters are, look at the animation. Like to me, that's the selling point of X and Y, at least in the beginning, and honestly, to an extent, I still think it is that, oh, look how good the animation is. And that's like one of the things that no one can deny. The animation and the direction of the episodes have been so good in terms of how they look, and the battles have been so great. And it's crazy considering we went 5 generations without them changing the studio. But then we get to what I don't think is great, and how I know the dick riding is going to be too real right now. And I'm basing this off of, at least, as I said, right before the XYZ anime started. So I think this would be maybe around the 6th or 7th. I think I haven't seen Valerie's gym fight, Olympia's gym fight, or Wolfrick's gym fight. So that means I've seen about 5 of the 8 gym fights, and I've seen a little bit of the league match he's done so far, which I think he did one. And I know Ash is in the finals, and he's about to fight Allen, and you have Team Flare stuff in the background, and Zygarde, and all this other shit. Well, the reason why I bring this up is because I feel like it's kind of the same thing that happened with One Piece, where it was like, after it hit a certain point in the anime, it was like, oh, now the anime is good, you should totally start watching it. But any real Pokemon anime fan would tell you, the Pokemon anime has progressively gotten better throughout its regions. Even generations that I don't care for, I know people love. Like, I don't fucking care for Diamond and Pearl as a whole. Like, Diamond and Pearl to me is pretty throwaway. There are aspects of Diamond and Pearl I think are really good, but like overall as an experience, I think Diamond and Pearl is it's just kind of like whatever. The best thing about Diamond and Pearl is the rivalry between Ash and Paul, because I don't really care for Dawn, almost in the same way I don't really care for Serena. I don't find neither of those two interesting, although I would say I found Serena somewhat less interesting than Dawn, but that kind of flip-flops. I'm going to eventually marathon the rest of the X and Y anime and then really give like a final review and opinion on it, but this is just kind of a general thing. I love how this is essentially what happened, that people didn't give a fuck about the anime until the animation started getting to like disgusting levels of high quality. And that's essentially what happened, because everyone will be like, oh man, the XY anime is so great, and we'll be sitting there in the back, at least I will, I'll be sitting there like, Unova was better than this. Like Unova's, almost the entirety of Unova is better, except for like the Adventures in Unova Saga shit they did, which was them padding out the final section of Black and White, which was primarily done because they were waiting on X and Y to start, and X and Y will have the advantage of, I think it will be probably next to maybe like Hoenn will be like the only other region that didn't have a stupid amount of padding in it, because Unova had it at the end, Diamond and Pearl had it in the middle of it, Johto had it in the middle of it, fucking that was like half of Gen 1, and then Hoenn was pretty straightforward overall. Like, I don't think Hoenn didn't really drag from what I remember. It was primarily, Diamond and Pearl had just had this nasty gap of bullshit, although it did have the advantage that it looks like X and Y will have of just being the region, the league, and then the shit's over. Whereas the other regions ended up being extended. Hoenn through the Battle Frontier, Unova threw the stupid Adventures in Unova bullshit, which was a terrible thing. They should have done the World Tournament. That's what makes me fucking mad. You should have done the World Tournament. Like, nah, we're not going to do the World Tournament. We're like, calm the fuck on. I'm serious. That was like one of the most annoying things. The Adventures in Unova crap was the worst thing about Black and White. And I don't even want to get into the characters because Clement and Serena, in comparison to a few of the other cast members we had, Clement ain't shit in comparison. He's like a slightly better version of Brock, if that, and that's just because they tried to do with him more than what they did with Brock. But that's still not saying a lot. I still think Silent is the best of the male sidekicks we've had, and then fucking Serena is like bottom tier to me. Like she's at least in the lowest three of the 6 girls we've had. Well, not 6. It would have been Misty, May, Dawn, Iris. She's at least bottom 2 to me. I haven't decided because I need to watch the rest of it because I know she gets a lot of development later on. But right now, in my mind, Serena's pretty low tier. And I think the problem that's happening is the same problem that happened with like One Piece, where people got really into it because the animation and like the certain aspects of it changed. Like One Piece's whole draw was the fact that, oh, look at the stakes, look how real everything got all of a sudden. And for Pokemon, it was like, oh man, look how good the animation is. And I don't know what it is, but it seems like animation now can kind of blindside people from quality. Because although I don't think the X and Y anime is done badly, I mean, just looking at the relationship between Ash and Greninja can at least show you that there was some thought put behind some aspects of his character, and especially the whole synchronization thing I've seen. That looks like legitimately good writing, and then but the problem is, then you also have episodes in which a fucking Talonflame can fight a damn Moltres. What? It's very mix and match with me. I think my biggest issue with X and Y overall is the development of the characters, primarily just like Clement and Serena, because I feel like Clement was so underutilized it hurt, and Serena was like, it was so late game before Serena really got her shit together that it kind of just felt jarring. Like Serena's the X and Y's beginning is slow as fuck because it feels like nothing's going on. Let me rephrase that. In terms of development, it feels slow as fuck. In terms of like actual progression, it's about the standard. Also, Team Rocket is trash in X and Y, like absolute 100% trash. Give me back Black and White X and Y. I mean, Black and White Rocket. Fuck X and Y Rocket. I'm so tired of Goofy Rocket because it's not interesting and it's not fun, and they're used in the same fucking ways as they're used in the rest of the regions. So that's just my thought process. I'm hoping they at least learn from X and Y, but I kind of wanted to talk about it because it's like the moment when you realize that fucking any show can get a ridiculous amount of praise that the animation jumps up. Because that's essentially all that happened. It's like, oh look, the animation got really good for fucking X and Y all of a sudden. But bruh, I'm so sick. I'm just sick of the dick riding. And I think ever since the Ash Greninja versus Sceptile fight came out, Mega Sceptile fight came out, I was like, the fight looks legit as fuck. Even though they did reuse an animation, the fight looks legit as fuck for the most part. Like 95% of the fight is legit as fuck. And then I'm just like, this show's gonna get a lot of fucking praise purely based on its animation. I think a lot of the praise it gets now is purely based on its animation. And X and Y has other pros than that, but that's what it's gonna be noted for. Is the generation where shit really took a step up in quality. And I'm hoping to God that Alola is different, because I don't need to see Serena anymore. I don't think we even need a male companion. I know why they put him in there, so it doesn't turn into like a pseudo love story, but I kind of hope we don't get a male companion. Because what they've been doing in all the regions is either carrying characters over like they did with Brock, and I swear if they carry Clement over, I'm going to break something. I'm going to break something if they carry Clement. Clement, no. You know what you could do? You can give me an older, mature Max. I'll take that. I will take that every day over a fucking Clement. I think they should just focus on Ash becoming champion in this region, going to Alola, maybe getting the new girl, the chicken girl, which is what everyone's been calling her, or chicken hat, as our new female helper. And please, I wish it would prefer it if it was just those two, giving us a more condensed adventure, because every time they try to do 3 fucking characters, all that ends up happening is that one gets slighted. It happened in X and Y, it's happened in X and Y, it happened in Unova, where literally Silent got to a certain point and they just kind of said, fuck it. That's literally how it felt like. It just felt like, oh look, Silent got to this level of progression, and then they were just like, fuck it, we're done. And I'm just like, that's literally all you're gonna do for Silent, and that's all they did for Silent. Like, Silent was still entertaining and he was still a cool character, but after a certain point in the show, it was just like, we're done. And they done that with Brock. They stunted Brock's growth for a while, and Clement, it was the same thing. It's like after Clement's gym battle, that nigga hasn't been relevant at all. I've just seen just through the episode titles and spoilers, Clement has his sister is more relevant than he is. And I don't even think his whole gym battle thing was done insanely well. It was done okay, but it felt like they were trying to build to Clement's whole thing, and they had to let him leave and get a power up before he became like a threat. Ugh. I guess you can say this is just me ranting about the dick riding of X and Y purely based on his animation. I know that's what it is, because everyone will look at the battles and go, look at the battles, oh shit, Frogy, he's using a Rasengan, ooh. Which, as I said, it looks cool, but it's like, that's not the whole series, and there's more to it than that. So, I don't know, that's just my personal opinion. I just think that I might make another like things I want to change in the next iteration of the anime, because this kind of features some of it, but this is also just very disjointed and jumbled. But it's just kind of me ranting in my mind a little bit. It's just annoying to see all this dick riding for a show that people thought was irrelevant for so long, and the show's been good. Like, people act like Pokemon, the anime for Pokemon hasn't been good. It's just that it depends on what you like about the anime. There are certain aspects of the anime you have to understand. People be like, oh, Ash resets after every league. No, he didn't start doing that until Gen 4. It was Gen 4, 5, and 6 he's been resetting. Gen 5 got a bad rep because of the way it started with the Trip shit, which, granted, Trip wasn't really done well. It was really a rip-off of Paul, and it wasn't a good one. They tried to interject like aspects of Charon in there, and I'm just like, it could have been better. I don't think Unova is perfect, but at the same time, I think Unova was a pretty good damn region overall. It just kind of fucked up at the end of it because of the stupid over obsession with filler, and it was so fucking bad. That latter half of that, like, last part of Unova, the stupid adventures in the islands that meant nothing, was so fucking bad, and I'm mad because it didn't really ruin the show overall, because it's in a part of the series that you can completely skip, but yeah, that's just my thoughts and opinions. So please leave yours in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching. Like I said, I still gotta come up with a fucking catchphrase. Help me out in the comments, please. I'm a schizomaniac. I'm a schizomaniac. I'm trying stuff. Peace out.